general check-ins. Is there any emergency or priority traffic only? Come now, please. Nothing heard. Are there any general check-ins for the Mississauga Aries Net? Please come now, either call sign and name.
Victor Echo 3, Delta Romeo Zulu John.
Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey X-Ray Alpha, Gord.
Victor Alpha 3, Hotel Echo Sierra, Mark.
Okay, I heard three stations in there, VA3 HES, Mark, VA3 WXA, Gord, and VE3 DRZ. John, you're on the top of the list. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, Brian, on all on frequency. Nothing specific to report tonight. We're just pretty well carrying on, and it almost sounds trite now, but we're staying on the green side, which I guess is the place to be. And apart from that, there's not too much exciting here. As they say, same old, same old. Back to you, Net Control, VE3 DRZ.
VE3 DRZ, VE3 XBH. Okay, John, all good. Good signal on the repeater tonight, and I also got a good signal on you direct. You're pretty much a 5.9 to me on direct, so good signal all around, and good to hear that everything is okay. And yeah, I guess no news is good news. So, John, thanks for checking in. Okay, with that, let's go to Gord, VA3 WXA. Gord, thanks for the nice weather, Gord. I'll give you credit for this one. Go ahead, please.
Well, Brian, glad to do it. And you know what? Seriously, I wish I could control the weather. I'd make it nice like this every day, except for Christmas. Anyway, everything's good here, and I will definitely attend the Aries meeting on Thursday on Zoom. I do have a couple of things to say, announcements to make. One is about weather radio, and some good news for a change. Maybe another thing about weather radio. Who knows by Thursday. And also, I may talk a little bit about the Can-Warn session, sponsored or whatever by Iraq, which, well, I'll leave it till then. Nothing else for that there, Brian. Back to you.
VA3 WXA, VE3 XBH. Okay, Gord, good signal on the repeater, and I got you about 5x5 on direct, so no problem copying you, and I'll put the posting up for the Aries meeting for Thursday. I should have that up tonight. All good, Gord, and thanks for checking in, and we'll look forward to hearing what information you have for us at the Aries meeting. Thanks again for checking in, Gord. Okay, with that, let's go to Mark, VA3 HES. Go ahead, Mark.
Good evening, Brian, and everyone on that. Victor Alpha 3, Hotel Echo Sierra, Mark, and Mississauga. Not too much to report, aside from pulling what little bit of hair I have left out, trying to get the YouTube stream to start tonight. Murphy's Law states that when one thing breaks, everything else will at the same time. So just as you were starting to announce the top of the net, everything started to work. So we're up and running and live on YouTube. And I'll be at the meeting Thursday night, and I'll also be able to participate in the set. And I look forward to getting some info on Thursday night. That's all for now, and back to you.
VA3 HES, VE3 XBH. Okay, Mark, good signal on the repeater as usual, and you're also about a 5.5 to me on direct, so no problem copying you there, and sometimes the internet just doesn't want to cooperate, I guess. But glad to hear that we're up and running, and thanks again for checking in. Okay, with that, we're at the bottom of the list. Is there anyone else who'd like to check into the Mississauga Aries Net? Come now, please. Okay, nothing heard. So I'd like to thank everybody who joined us this evening. This is Victor Echo 3 X-Ray Bravo Hotel closing the net and returning the repeater to normal use. Thank you all for your participation. Good evening, 7-3, and stay safe.
VE3XBH, VE3DRZ.
VE3DRZ, VE3XBH. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, Roger, Brian. I have neglected to reply to your invitation for the set on the 29th of this month, and I will give you a affirmative yes. I am available for the set, but I have no digital capability. No digital capability. Over.
Roger, John. I think we'll probably just keep it simple. We'll keep this one fairly simple. I know the fall set there was discussion about doing much more digital in the fall, but I think this one we'll just keep simple.
I'm 100% with you there. I very much appreciate the KISS technique. So with that, I'll let you go, but we'll look forward to any update information for the set, and I should be certainly on Thursday night for the Aries monthly meeting. Back to you, VE3DRZ.
John, yeah, I figured we'd probably discuss the set during the meeting and get all the details sorted out and that sort of thing there. So all good, John. I got you down. So as a participant, and we'll also see you on Thursday. VE3DRZ. This is VE3XBH.
Okay, Roger, Brian. Take care, 73, and we'll see you on Thursday. VE3DRZ clear.
VE3XBH clear.
3HES, VE3DRZ going on by.
VE3DRZ, VA3HES.
Okay, Mark. I thought I'd just thank you again here for all the help that you put forward there on trying to get my Zoom operating correctly. A mystery forever, but it was certainly solved with a relatively inexpensive webcam, which will be mounted on the PC, which then leaves me with the notebook without microphone input. So I will probably put a note out.
VE3DRZ, VA3HES. Yeah, it certainly stumped my colleagues there when I explained to them the situation and the whole yes, no, I checked that, no, I checked that too, no, that was checked, that was checked, that was checked, and we all sort of just sat there and went, well, we all decided to blame Windows. Something somewhere must be stuck, not allowing something in the OS must be not allowing the audio to flow in. I don't want to cut you short, but due to those troubles getting YouTube running, I missed dinner. So my dinner's sitting cold at the table with both of my kids ready to give me dirty looks for missing dinner. So I'm going to run inside and get some chow before the top of the net. VE3DRZ, VA3HES.
After that, Mark, you're gone. 7-3, VE3, the airs are clear.
7-3.
Amateur radio repeater VE3MIS.
Echolink TECHLINK conference.
Welcome. VE3XBH, VK6BQQ. Good morning from Australia.
VK6BQQ, VE3XBH. Good morning, Reg. How are you?
Doing very well. Doing better now that we're hearing you folks in here. 2 minutes to showtime. Oh, 1 minute to showtime.
Good, Reg. Glad to hear you in there. Okay, I guess we'll sit and see who comes up. I'm not sure who's doing the net tonight.
Well, I see AZA in there, so perhaps he'll be doing it, but we'll listen out. 1 minute. VK6BQQ.
Good evening. This is Victor Alpha 3, Alpha Zulu Alpha. My name is Brian, and I am your controller tonight for the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Night Net. This net is available on the club's VHF repeater and echo link between 8:30 local time in Mississauga and approximately 9:45, I guess, p.m. Local time here in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. To participate in the net on the VE3MIS VHF repeater, tune 145.430 megahertz with a negative 600 kilohertz offset and a 103.5 hertz tone. To participate on Echolink, connect to the TechLink conference node number 9229. Stand by, please. If you would like to find out more about the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club, visit our website at www.mark.on.ca. That's whiskey.mike alpha Romeo Charlie .oscar.november.charlie alpha. Our email address is VE3MIS@rac.ca. That's Victor Echo 3 Mike India Sierra at Romeo Alpha Charlie .Charlie Alpha. Stand by, please. The purpose of this net is to pass news and views along to members and visitors of the club. It provides experience to volunteer operators in net and emergency operating procedures. All check-ins are welcome, and we especially invite non-members to join in. The Mississauga Amateur Radio Club meets virtually via Zoom conferencing software on the second and fourth Thursday of each month. Our meetings emphasize comradeship and learning and are open to guests and visitors. See our website to learn how to join virtual meetings. Stand by, please. We don't have too many reminders or announcements for this week before we get into the check-in, so we'll get to that in a little bit. Just a couple of reminders for those who are interested in participating in other nets through the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club's repeater. Tomorrow, the cross-country RLP is usually available from 11 a.m. until noon on VE3MIS via RLP number 9013. So you can tune to the 2-meter repeater if you're interested in hearing that net or participating in it. It does have to be dialed in. It doesn't connect automatically, but you'll probably discover that someone has done that already if you come at that time. Also, on VE3MIS, on Friday night, the TechNet is heard every Friday between 8 and 10 p.m. Local time here in Mississauga. And there's the RF link through VE3MIS, or, of course, people participate through Echolink 9229 as well. Stand by, please. On Friday, usually Mississauga Amateur Radio Club also, or at least they have been holding, some 70-centimeter and 2-meter nets, usually via using the mode SSB and CW. I believe there'll be something this week at 7:30. I'm just reminding people of that, but you may have to check the news group for the specifics. Usually, some details come out on the Friday too, as to which band is going to be used. Stand by, please. Also, for this evening, we have a few questions that you can answer if you feel so inclined, and they are as follows. What do you know about 6 meters, the 6-meter band? For instance, you might tell us whether you have a rig that supports it, or whether you have an antenna that's suitable, or whether you have any advice for those who would like to try it. So feel free to give any insights on 6 meters. It's kind of open-ended. Tell us what you know about 6 meters, and I'm sure everyone would like to hear it. We invite you to do that. Stand by, please. this evening, the net will be conducted in 2 rounds, a check-in round and a 7-3 round. During the check-in round, check-ins will be called in 2 broad groups of traffic, basically short-time traffic and general check-ins, and we'll do short-time first. Emergency check-ins will be taken at any time. Sometimes mobile Echolink and RF check-ins may be called by themselves to reduce the risk of doubling. Listen carefully and check in with a group that best matches your circumstances. And finally, just avoid transmitting more than about 1 minute or so without keying up to prevent system timeouts. Stand by, please. Again, your controller for tonight's net is me, Brian, and my call sign is Victor Alpha 3 Alpha Zulu Alpha. When you're checking in, don't forget to announce your call sign using phonetics, followed by your first name. And just a reminder, too, for those who are exploring all means of participating, the net is also available through YouTube. I believe we have a YouTube connection tonight, thanks to Mark, VE3MIS. And you'll have to look up VE3MIS on YouTube, and you will probably hear a simulcast of the audio. I think there might be there's a tiny bit of latency. I don't know how many seconds, not much, but there is a YouTube simulcast. There may be some interesting photos relating to the simulcast. I'm not sure. Anyway, so let's see. Are there any short-time check-ins? That means that you're in a rush, possibly you cannot check in later. If you're out there with short time on RF, we'll do RF short time. If you're out there on short time RF, come now, please. Okay, nothing heard for short time RF. How about short time Echolink? If you're out there on short time Echolink and you'd like to check in right now, come now, please. Short time Echolink only.
KD2 VTG, Wally, short-time Echolink.
K7 Indio.
Okay, net control acknowledges, I think 2 check-ins there, short-time Echolink. I don't think I may not have gotten the second one. We'll ask for a confirmation for that in a second, but I think it was KZNEO for the second call sign that I heard, and K2VTG for the first call sign. So let's see if there's anyone else out there short-time Echolink, and then we'll go to K2VTG. So if you're out there on Echolink short-time, come now, please. Okay, nothing heard on short-time Echolink, nothing further. So let's go to KTVTG, and I think the name was Wally, but to give you the name again, we'll pass it to you. Net control to K2VTG.
Good evening, KD2 VTG, Wally, Rochester, New York. Lovely day. Perusing the Echolink on the iPad, and just left the ham link in Minnesota. Just wanted to say hi, and new to the Echolink program. Thank you.
KD2 DTG, this is VA3AZA net control. And Wally, okay, Wally, I got the correction there to your call sign there too. Well, that's we're glad you found us, and we're here every Tuesday from about 8:30 until 9:45 or thereabouts, 9:30, 9:45 local time here in Mississauga. So we're glad you're able to find us, and thank you for joining us. You're welcome on any Tuesday to join us. Let's see the next call sign. Gee, I wonder if I made the same mistake on that call sign. I believe it was KD2NEO. I think I originally said K2NEO, but I think it's KD2NEO. Anyway, come back to me and give me any corrections if I've made a mistake. KD2NEO.
Roger that, no problem. This is K7 Indio, Kilo 7 November Delta Oscar. And Indio here. The name is Indio, I-N-D-I-O. I'm just here north of Seattle, Washington. And yeah, I was also listening to the Montague, Minnesota net, and then all of a sudden it switched over to this one. So there you were, and I wanted to say hi. I'm coming in on my All-Star node. A lot of times I've found that nets, when they call for Echolink, they can also mean that, and so forgive me if that wasn't the case, but I wanted to jump in there and say hello anyway while I had a shot. K7 Indio, back to net control.
K7 NDO, thanks for the correction on the call sign there. That's fine. No, that's great. If you're coming in on All-Star, that's fine. Yeah, often I guess really I should change my terminology over to digital, because sometimes Echolink. We go through Echolink first, so the first digital layer, but we could be going through others as well. So no, that's fine. We're glad you're able to join us, and hopefully the All-Star is working well, and you can hear us okay. Maybe you can give me a report on the quality of the audio here. Net control to K7 NDO.
Oh, roger that. I'm receiving you just fine. Absolutely. You had two different, voice over internet protocols, if you will. And when they're both operating supremely, they both sound fantastic. So wonderful, and thanks for having me. Is this a Canadian station here and Canadian net? K7 Indio, back to net.
K7 NDO, VE3MIS net control returning. Yes, this net is the net of the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club, and we're just a little bit west of Toronto in Ontario, about an hour or so north of Buffalo, New York, and this is our weekly net. Anyone is welcome to join. We're always glad to have check-ins from all over, so you managed to find us. And your audio is fine too. Good, actually, level is pretty good too. So it seems to be working. We're going across the two systems, and it seems to be working quite well. Okay, let's see. So we tried our RF shorts and our Echolink shorts. Let's try general check-ins RF. If you're out there on RF and you'd like to check in to the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club's Tuesday night net, come now, please. RF only, please. RF.
Victor Echo 3, X-Ray Bravo Hotel, Brian.
Victor Alpha 3, Hotel Echo Sierra, Mark.
Hotel November Alpha Ani.
Okay, net control acknowledges two RF check-ins there, VA3 HES, and that's Mark, and VE3 XPH, and that is Brian. Let's see, we'll go with Brian and Mark here. And Brian, I was actually I don't know what I'm just wondering whether you had an Aries net. I may have, maybe it was short. I sort of checked that for about 10 after 8 or so. I didn't hear anyone, so maybe it was short, maybe there wasn't one. Anyway, I'll pass it over to you. Hope all is well. Net control to VE3 XPH.
VA3 AZA, VE3 XPH. Good evening, Brian, and everyone on net this evening. Hope everybody's well. We did have an Aries net. It was rather short this evening. Not a lot of check-ins, but we did have it, so I guess you missed it. But other than that, all is good here. Not really much to report, Brian. Just weather's been nice. I thank Gord for that. He checked into the Aries net, and I I told him that we always blame Gord when the weather's bad, so I told him that we appreciated the warm weather, and he was quite happy about that. So other than that, Brian, not much else. I'll send it back to you. VA3 as today, VE3XBH.
VE3XBH, VA3 net control return. Okay, Ryan. Oh, well, yeah, Gord's doing a very good job, and the weather is very nice here tonight and today. Actually, I was out earlier and just for a walk. Actually, I walked 5 kilometers. I was meaning to walk more, but I was just getting a little too hot. So it was pretty warm up there. I think it was 27 degrees at that time in the afternoon. So anyway, so he needs a reward for doing such a good job with the weather. Okay, well, let's see. Let's go down to VA3HES. That's Mark. Mark, how's everything with you? Over to you.
Good evening, Brian, and all on net. Victor Alpha 3, Hotel Echo Sierra, Mississauga. Things are good, enjoying the beautiful weather. Got my first jab on Friday, and aside from a little bit of a sore arm and feeling a tiny bit sluggish on Sunday, all things are good, and next one happens in September. Not much else to report. Yes, we are live on YouTube tonight. Just search for the VE3MIS YouTube channel, and the Tuesday night live streams are in a separate playlist. You'll see labeled Tuesday night VHF Net. And we almost didn't have it tonight. The technical gods were against me, and about a minute before XBH started the Aries Net, everything decided to finally start working, so I ended up having a cold dinner between nets. That's it for now, and back to you, Brian.
VA3HES, VA3AZA, net control return. Okay, Mark, sounds good. Yeah, I was just checking it out there as you're mentioning the live stream. So I had to turn off my sound there so I could get. I don't know what happens. See if I have to connect that to my microphone when I got Echo Link connected. Maybe we'll get some contention there. Anyway, I just took a quick look at it. Looks pretty good. So I think there were 3 people connected to it a couple of seconds ago. Looks good. Okay, well, let's see. That was our RF check-in. First little round of RF check-ins. And let's look for some Echo Link check-ins at this point. So if you're out there on Echo Link and you'd like to join us in this round for general check-ins, so the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Night Net, come now, please.
Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Yankee. Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Yankee. Kilo 0, Lima, Quebec.
Net control, please copy Victor Kilo 6, Bravo, Quebec, Quebec. Right in Western Australia.
Okay, net control, acknowledge, we got 3 check-ins there on Echo Link, I think. And from most recent to least recent, we had Reg, VK6, BQQ, and we had Dave, K0LQ, and we had Kevin, VA3KKY. And we'll take it over to Kevin here. He's the first one on my list. So, Kevin, I hope all is well with you, and we'll pass it to you net control to VA3KKY.
All is well, except that I honestly hope that it stays. Like, where is it right now? 24 Celsius? And I know that's not it. It's going to rise. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't go to like another 10 degrees or so, because this is perfect. It's nice sleeping weather. Tonight it's going to be like sort of chill temperatures. I love it. So I kind of wish it would be like this forever and ever and ever. Then I don't have to break out the AC and open up the windows. It would be beautiful. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell. Weather is great, finally. Finally. and I got an appointment for my my first shot on the 7th of June, and it's a Pfizer shot, so I guess I won't die from that. And then we'll see what happens. I'm kind of interested. I'm really into this whole you get your shots and you don't need your mask thing, so I can hardly win. I hate masks. It's one of the reasons I make sure I stay the heck in, because I hate it. But I won't, I won't challenge it, right? Like say, I'm not going to wear it. I won't do that. I'm not Dennis Prager, and nobody's paying me to, so hey, there you go. All right, I'm here, so please keep me on the list, and back to net from VA3KKY.
VA3KKY, VA3AZA, net control returning. Okay, Kevin, yeah, sounds good. The weather, I had to turn my AC on. It was just getting a little bit warm, but I think it may have been due to some cooking activities too, that were, anytime you boil something, it just makes it kind of unbearable in my place, so mine's on, but yeah, definitely it's lovely, and it was warm this afternoon walking. It was around 27 degrees or thereabouts, so pretty warm. But anyway, so glad you're getting your shot. Yeah, that'll give you a little bit more freedom. I just tend to avoid places where I would have to wear a mask, but sometimes you have to, and you can't get away from it. But anyway, that's good. Good to hear you, and we'll keep you on the second. We'll keep you on for the second go as well. That brings us down to K0LQ. Dave, come on in. Net control to K0LQ.
Okay, well, thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here with you all, and I hope it's coming through a 5.9. And it's great to hear about everybody getting their shots. I got one COVID shot. I got the Pfizer, and I'm supposed to get the second one now this week. So I'm going to make sure I get that done. And I'm here in Austin, Texas, and everything's going pretty good. We're getting a little bit of severe weather, but not really close by. But it's typical for this time of year. And I just want to give a shout out to Reg. Reg, it was so good to hear you. I hope maybe you're close to next on the list, but anyway, thank you very much. I have really nothing more to report. Over.
Okay, 0LQ, VA3, AZA net control returning. Okay, Dave, look, good to hear you. And yeah, you're fine. You're getting through. I think you have a voice, but you're fine. You're totally readable and everything. So we're glad you made it in. So I guess this is the time of year where you get all that humid air coming off the Gulf. And from what I do, this net's it's in southern Ontario, so not super familiar with that part of the United States, but just to always see stories about the humid air creating great thunderstorms down in southern Texas and along the Gulf Coast, I guess too. Maybe you're into that now. That humid air has a great impact actually on our summers as well. So anyway, good to hear you. Glad you're able to make it into our net. And let's go down now to VK6 VQQ Reg. And Reg, hope all is well with you. We'll pass it over to you. Net control VK6 VQQ.
VA3AZA in the group, VK6BQQ. Good to hear Dave out there in Texas. By golly, home, that used to be home back in the 50s, down in Donna, Texas. Unbelievable. Time flies when you're having fun. We're doing good here. Sun's out, grass is green, coffee's on, we're on the right side. So all is good at this end. And for the folks that are coming up here Friday night, yep, we get the TechNet going. We have a new host net controller, Tara, in from Pennsylvania. So had a few comments last night, last week, I guess it was. The voice sounded different. They thought maybe I had an operation and my voice raised. But in any event, yeah, Tara will be here again this weekend, and we'll get the net going for 1009. So all is good, Brian. By golly, amateur radio, best hobby in the world. Back to you, sir. VA3AZA in the group, VK6BQQ Australia.
VK6, BQQ, VA3AZA, net control train. Okay, Reg, sounds good. Yeah. It's funny, maybe it was last week, it was the week before, I was monitoring. I was actually pedestrian mobile, and I was monitoring on Friday night, and I thought it was. I guess I don't know whether you did the whole. The last time I heard the TechNet, it was either last Friday or the Friday before. It was you. So did Tara do the whole TechNet last Friday? Over to you.
VA3AZA, VK6BQQ. Well, Tara come in. I announced the Friday night TechNet, brought it online, and introduced Tara. She looked after the whole thing. We had about 4 pages of call signs, so it kept her busy. But she managed very, very well. She'll be running the TechNet from 8 till 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, which is my Saturday morning. But I took over for the Flying Pig Net from 9 till 10. And we had quite a list of call signs. Some new folks come in. You know, we're getting 2 to 3 brand new call signs in here weekly, so it's great to have amateur radio at its best. So, yeah, she'll be running the TechNet from 8 till 9, and I'll do the Flying Pig Net. And, of course, we'll drop in, help her out, do whatever's necessary on the Friday night TechNet. But a lot of fun, and she sure did a fabulous job. VA3AZA with the group, VK6BQQ Australia.
VK6, BQQ, VA3AZA, net control train. Okay, Reg, okay, I guess it was, I guess it wasn't last week, it was the week before that I was monitoring. Oh my goodness, I lose track of time, you know. I think when you're always, when you're always home, you know, everything starts to look the same after so many days. I just sort of lost track of when that was. But anyway, we'll look for her this week, and that's great. Anyway, we're glad you're able to join us this evening as well. And let's see, that brings me down to the bottom of my check-in list here. Let's see, we'll go back and look for some other check-ins. Maybe there are some RF check-ins. Maybe there's someone out there on RF, on the VE3MIS repeater, who would like to check in. If you're on RF only, come now please with your call sign spelled phonetically, followed by your first name. Okay, nothing heard on the RF side. Let's see how it is on Echolink, or any digital mode that's coming through Echolink as well. So if you're out there on Echolink or other digital, and you would like to check in to the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday night 2-meter net, come now please with your call sign spelled phonetically, followed by your first name. Echolink only, please.
Control, Victor Kilo 2, Delta Yankee, VK2 GY.
Victor Alpha 3, Golf Delta Zulu, Gary.
Okay, we heard 2 call signs in there, from most recent to least recent. It was VA3QDZ Gary and VK2DY, and that's Robert in Australia. So let's go to Robert first. And hope all is well with you, Robert, and we'll pass it over to you. Net control to VK2DY.
Yes, good morning. It's Robert, Victor Kilo 2, Delta Yankee in Kellyville Ridge, New South Wales, but all part of the urban sprawl that is Sydney. Well, we have been getting cold weather here, and cold for Sydney, of course, not cold for you guys in Toronto, but it got down to 3.6 degrees Celsius a couple days ago, which is a winter temperature here. We have palm trees. It doesn't freeze here, but it did get down. It was really cold. The high today is going to be about 21, and it's 14 degrees right now. So definitely late autumn, early winter temperatures still. So it is what it is, I guess. Apparently it has snowed a couple times now up in the ski fields. It snows, the ski fields are up at about 2,000 meters. And it snows in the winter down to maybe in a cold winter 600 meters elevation, but never much below that. So I never see snow. I'm at 80 meters elevation here in Sydney. But it does snow. I can, in a really bad winter, I can see the snow off on the snowy mountains, Blue Mountains actually, from my house. But only in a very severe winter do I see the snow up there. Other than that, not much else is happening. The Ham Fest that's in the Central Coast, about an hour's drive from me, will take place on the 30th. Looking forward to that. They're naming it Mayhem in honor of it being moved to May now from February. So it's a new date, and hopefully they're thinking about keeping it. So the Mayhem may become an annual event in the replacement of the Wyong Field Day. It's a neater name, actually. The only disadvantage is being in May, end of May, instead of February, is that you can't go hang out on the beach afterwards. It's too cold. So that's the only disadvantage. But that's pretty much it here. I'm now a week from having a Pfizer vaccine. Still 0 cases here in Australia, but that didn't stop me from getting the vaccine. I'm not going to risk it, especially with winter coming. So second one is due, I think, the 1st of the month, 1st of June. So then I'll be done with that for a little bit. Thank you again for taking my check-in. VK2DY, back to net.
VK2DY, VA3, AZA, net control returning. Okay, Robert, sounds good. So, yeah, well, your situation in Australia seems to be pretty good. Funny, actually, you're talking about the mountains there. I don't always associate Australia with skiing. I don't know why. There's snow and mountains. I don't know why. That's my view of it. I think of the outback, which is unbearably hot, I believe, relative to our standards here. Anyway, in Mississauga, but. Yeah, you're in good shape there with respect to COVID, and some other places around that part of the world are not. Like I see Taiwan seems to be having, I know it's not beside Australia, but in the region of the southern and the western Pacific, at least from our perspective here, they seem to be struggling again. They were doing so well, and then actually hit so few cases, and now they're struggling with outbreaks. So it's good. It's good that things are clearing up. I think we've turned a corner here. I hear more positive news from at least today. I did on all the news about situations in different provinces here in Canada. So that's good. Well, let's go down to VA3GDZ. Gary, I hope all is well. I don't know if you're in the Toronto area, but we're glad to hear you. Over to you. Net control to VA3GDZ.
Good evening there, Brian, and hi to everybody listening into the Mississauga Net tonight. Nice to hear people from our friends in Australia. Yeah, Reg sort of threw Tara in the deep end there with all the check-ins on his Friday net. That was fun to listen to. and Robert down there, and some people from the United States joining us. I'm a bit late tonight because I was on a Zoom call with a professor who's studying the hazard to our lakes. We have a beautiful lake country in Ontario, and boy, he went through a lot of stuff. We have phosphorus from fertilizer in our lakes, acid rain, although it's getting a bit better here in Ontario because we don't produce our power with coal. It's still coming across the lake from Ohio River Valley. What else do we got? Calcium declines affecting our maple trees, salinity increase from road salt being dumped in the lakes, hazardous algal blooms, invasive species, and climate change. Boy, talk about stuff to take your mind off COVID. I'll just put me down for one and done tonight there, Brian. Talking about COVID, it's nice to see that we're approaching 50% at least having their first shot here in Canada, and the rate of decline in cases is now matching the United States. We're behind them because we didn't have the doses until recently, but the decline's coming down, and the rate here in Ontario looks to me like by the end of the month will be below 1,000 cases a day, and they can start opening up. So looking forward to that a lot. Anyways, nice to be able to check in, and I'll listen for a little while I can. This is Victor Alpha 3 Golf Delta Zulu, Gary from Toronto.
VA3GDZ, this is VA3A today, net control returning. Okay, Gary, good to hear you. Yeah, some of those things are rather disturbing, aren't they? And you know, when you're talking about threats to the water in Ontario. And you know, it's funny, every time I see a photograph of the Great Lakes, a satellite photograph of the Great Lakes, I can pick out the algae blooms in western Lake Erie and southern Lake Huron. So this would be, you know, at the far end of Lake Erie relative to here, Mississauga. But then I would assume that a lot of that is due to agricultural runoff, but I don't know. But yeah, it's a pretty disturbing sight, and it's so prominent. And I think it's somewhat seasonal as well, but it's very disturbing. Anyway, thank you for joining us, Gary. Always a pleasure to hear from you. And that brings me to the end of my list. So let's see if there's anyone else out there. Should we? Well, we'll do an RF call first. We'll see if there's anyone on RF who wants to come in. So if you're out there on RF and you'd like to join us, come now, please, with your call sign spelled phonetically, followed by your first name.
Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Bravo Foxtrot. Name is Barry. Over.
Cool. This is Zulu Lima 4 Sierra Yankee. Zulu Lima 4 Sierra Yankee. Norm.
Okay, net control acknowledges 2 check-ins there. I heard Norm, Zulu Lima 4 Sierra Yankee, and I heard Barry, VE3WBF. We'll go over to VE3WBF first, and then we'll come down to Norm. Net control to VE3WBF.
Net control, this is Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Bravo Foxtrot. I started my summer semester teaching. It was an online course combined with a hands-on course, so I had to go up to the college, and the turnout this year is quite small. The travel restrictions are really hitting the colleges pretty badly. Anyways, I'm one and done, so I hope everybody's having a good evening, and I'll pass it back to you. This is Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Bravo Foxtrot. Over.
VE3WBF, VA3A today, net control returning. Okay, Barry, yeah, sounds like you're to be in 2 places at once there. Well, I know not at once, but you're back and forth between the face-to-face and then face-to-computer approach, so that'll be, that's kind of nice, kind of keeps you out and about, I guess, but you'll have to deal with traffic out there isn't a great deal of it, it's not the worst time to be dealing with traffic. But good to hear you. Glad you're able to check in. And let's go down to ZL4SY, and that's Norm. Norm, this is a different call sign. Maybe I didn't know. I thought you were I think you are ZL4NORM, but anyway, you can tell me about that. Net control to ZL4SY.
ZL4SY here. I actually have two call signs. I have my standard call sign, which is ZL4NORM, and I paid for an extra secondary call sign, ZL4SY. And when you try to use a 2x4 call sign on HF, you'll figure out why I changed to the 2x2 call sign. It's a lot less hassle trying to talk to someone that doesn't speak your language on HF. So at times I got the two call signs, and since I'm on RF at the moment, I use my other call sign. But when I use Echolink, I use my call sign I registered with on Echolink. So hence I'm using my other call sign today because I'm on my RF node. Anyway, we've got that horrible winter thing starting to happen here. We've had snow showers the last couple of days here. It's about 5 degrees Celsius. It's currently raining, coming straight down, not a breath of wind. Anyway, all the best. I'm just listening in the background here while working labeling beer. So I'll pass it back to you. This is ZL4SY.
ZL4SY, VA3 today, net control return. Okay, Norm, yeah, I guess I figured you had a couple call signs there. So one is for Echolink, and the other one is for HF, or at least usually. I guess there's some advantages to the shorter one on HF. But anyway, good to hear you. All right, that brings us down to that's the end of I think we're almost to the end of the first round here, but I'm going to make another call and see who might be out there who would like to join us. So if you'd like to join us at the end of the first round of the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday night, come now, please. Your call sign spelled phonetically followed by your first name. Doesn't matter, RF, Echolink, or any other means. Come now, please.
This is November 6, Romeo Delta Foxtrot, Mike. It's November 6, Romeo Delta Foxtrot. The name is Mike, and I'm in El Paso, Texas. Hello.
Okay, net control acknowledges November 6, Romeo Delta Foxtrot, and that is Mike. Mike, welcome to that, and we'll pass it over to you. Hope all is well with you. Net control to N6RDF.
Well, thank you, Net Control. Thanks for having me, and also thank you for your time and effort. I really appreciate all the Net Controllers out here on the airwaves making their contributions. So we just wanted to make sure that you were duly acknowledged and appreciated. 78 degrees Fahrenheit here in Homestead Meadows North, which is the rural eastern part of El Paso, Texas, where there's more horseback traffic than there is automobile traffic. 26 degrees Celsius. We've got mild winds coming in, 10 kilometers per hour out of the west, and miles per hour, that's 5. So it's real nice. It's just gorgeous evening here, and we've got low humidity because we have a drier climate in West Texas here, as compared to east of us, which is toward Dallas, Houston area, and also the Gulf region. So we're just having a really great evening here, and looking forward to our daughters. We have 3 kids. The youngest is our daughter, and she's going to be graduating high school this coming Saturday. So we're really looking forward to that. Other than that, it's business as usual. Glad to be here with everybody, and we want to wish everybody all the very best at 73. So I'll hand it back to you, Net Control, from N6RDI.
N6RDF of VA3 today, net control returning. Okay, Mike, a pleasure to have you with us this evening. Nice to hear from you, and sounds like you're having a nice night there in Texas. And yeah, interesting what you say about the horses. More horses than cars. That sounds kind of neat. We haven't seen any horse. I haven't seen a horse hike, so I'll just once in a while, if I'm out of town, I see them. But that's kind of interesting. It'd be a nice way to get around on a quiet evening in some pleasant weather. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. Okay, well, let's see. That brings me to the end of the list of the first round. And maybe we'll go up and we'll start our second round, which traditionally is a 7-3 round, like Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Night Net. Of course, we'll take a break, or we'll look for some, if there's anyone else who would like to check in, we'll take you at the end of the second round. But let's go to the top of the list, and I think Brian is there. I had 2 check-ins. I don't think they're going to be here they were early check-ins. So, okay, I don't think they're here. So we'll go to Brian, VE3 XVH. Brian, we'll pass it to you.
VA3 AZA, VE3 XVH. Oh, Brian, good net. Thanks for doing the net this evening. I don't really have much else to say, but good to hear everybody on this evening, and just say 7-3. Have yourself a good evening, and stay safe, and take care of yourselves. Send it back to you, Brian. VA3 AZA, VE3 XVH.
VE3 XVH, VA3 AZA, net control returning. Okay, Brian, good to hear you, and thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure to hear from you. And let's go down to VA3 HEF, and that is Mark. Mark, over to you.
VA3 AZA, VA3 HES. Thank you, Brian, for hosting that tonight, and a special hello to your assistant net controller, VA3CAT. I'm sure she's been directing you as we're going along tonight. Not much else to report, and that's it for now. Back to you.
VA3 ATS, VA3 ACD net control returning. Okay, Mark, good to hear from you. Thank you for the live stream. And yes, my assistant net controller was assisting me. I heard her earlier. I don't know if she made it over onto the net there, but she's very good with the computer, especially the mouse. Anyway, so who knows? I don't know where she is right now. She might be sleeping on the couch or something. Anyway, thanks again for being here, and thanks for doing the live stream. Okay, let's go to GA3KKY, and that is Kevin. Kevin, over to you. Net control to GA3KKY. VA3KKY. And this is net control. Kevin, we'll pass it to you. Maybe you stepped away there for a bit. We'll give you another try, though. Net control to VA3KKY. Okay, I think Kevin might be having some trouble with audio there. I see a message in the box, too. So, anyway, Kevin, we definitely got you down for the first go. If you get it sorted out, you can come back there at the end of our second round here. That brings me to Dave in Austin. K0LQ. K0LQ. If you're still there, Dave, come on in for a 7-3 round. Over to you. Okay, nothing heard from K0LQ. And the Reds of VK6BQQ. Come on in for 7-3. Over to you. Net control to VK6BQQ.
VA3AZA and the group VK6BQQ. All good. Yeah, we're just having some folks outside here. I don't know, they got a big old rig out here. It looks like a vacuum cleaner of some sort, but things are happening outside, so I'm going to investigate, see what these boys are up to. But good to hear everybody in here this morning. And Dave, in from Texas, I see, yeah, he dropped off the screen. A few folks have dropped off, but all is good. So, Saturday morning, back to Friday night, we'll do some time travel, join us, and have some fun. Great to hear everyone in here. My morning, your evening. Time travel at its best. Back to net control from VK60QQ, Reg here in Western Australia.
Hey, I don't know if I missed my turn. It's Kevin, VA3KKY. My internet's terrible tonight, so I hope I'm not cutting somebody off, but I see you guys are doing 7-3. So I'll just simply say 7-3. Catch you guys in a few days. Back to net, and I hope I wasn't interrupting or whatever.
Well, VK6BQ2, VA3 is extra training. Okay, Reg, thank you for joining us. And Kevin, also, yeah, that's okay. Maybe you didn't hear us there. We called you. You're away from the radio or computer for a second. That's okay. We got your 7-3. You didn't step on anyone. You came in right after Reg finished there. So that's fine. And let's see. That brings us down to the VK2DY. That is Robert. Robert, over to you for 7-3. Okay, don't think Robert's there. That's okay. Nothing heard from Robert. And I don't think Gary's there, but I'm going to give him a try anyway. Maybe he's listening along here on RF. I'm not sure. But let's give him a try. VA3, GDZ, if you're there, come on in for 7-3 round. Over to you. Okay, nothing heard from VA3GDZ, and I think Barry said he would not be here. So we'll go down to ZL4, sorry, Barry said VE3WBF's not here for 7-3. ZL4SY, Norm, if you're still here, come on in for 7-3.
Folks from ZL4SY, not much else to add really, just can you guys send me some nice weather, please? It's been raining for 2 days and snowing on and off. I'm getting a bit over it already, and it's not even winter yet. Hi. Anyway, everyone have a fantastic week. We'll catch you later. What is the current time here? It's 1:22 p.m. here. So greetings from the future to everyone too. Anyway, 7-3s. We'll catch you later, and good work with the net control. Thank you.
ZL4SY, this is the ACA net control training. Okay, Norm, good to hear you, and we'll do our best to send you some nice weather. It's all come here. It's come from the Pacific to the Great Lake area, so it's very nice here. We'll send you a bit, but that means, of course, that we get to send you some of the winter weather in a few months' time. So we don't think you'll object. Good to hear you. Let's see. That brings me down to N6RDF, and that's Mike. Mike in Texas. Mike, if you're still there, come on in. Over to you.
I is still here. This is November 6th, Romeo Delta Foxtrot, the one and only Mike in El Paso, Texas. I tell you what, this place, El Paso, is nicknamed a few things, one of which is Sun City, and rightfully so, because we get a lot of sunshine all year round. Yes, it rains here sometimes, but not enough. So I tell you what, if you want to trade some rain, snow, sleet, or whatever wet weather for some sunshine, you can find my email address on QRZ. So shoot me an email and we'll work out a deal. Because we sure could use some rain over here. I mean, I think we're in a drought season right now. So it's amazing what a little bit of rain does out here. For one thing, it just makes it smell really good. It's that earthy smell, very pungent, and it's very refreshing. And then all the desert plant life just perks up. It's pretty amazing. It's like watching one of those science films of a flower grow, in stop action quickly. So anyway, hey, thanks for having me. 73 to all. Back to net control from N6RDF.
N6RDF, the A3A today, net control returning. Okay, Mike, a pleasure to have you. You're certainly welcome anytime. And I guess, in Texas, there's a great variety weather patterns, and I don't know very much about it, as I said. Of course, we're somewhat familiar with the situation along the Gulf Coast, so we hear about those storms. They're just so massive, it seems, especially round about now and into the early summer. I know there's a region that's referred to as Tornado Alley, I believe, that kind of cuts through Texas and the Gulf states in that region, which is famous for these violent storms. But anyway, so there's it's a big place, so there's quite a bit of different types of phenomena year round. Anyway, very interesting. Okay, well, let's see. That brings me to the very end of the list for the 7-3 round. So if there's anyone else out there who would like to join us for the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club 2-liter net, come now please with your call sign spelled phonetically, followed by your first name.
Kilo India 5, Papa Lima Golf, Jack from Conroe, Texas.
Okay, Net Control acknowledges Kilo India 5, Papa Lima Golf, I believe, PLG, KI5, PLG, and the name is Jack. Jack, come on in, we'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, I'm here in Conroe, Texas, which is about 20 to 30 miles north of Houston, and y'all were talking about the weather. It changes day to day over here in my area. And in fact, we're gearing up for some pretty severe weather over the next couple of days. They're talking about 15, possibly even 20 inches of rain in like 2 days. So that's all we got going on over here. I'll turn it back over to Net Control.
KI5 PLG. This is VA3 AZA Net Control returning. Okay, Jack, very, very interesting. You know what? Now I see all the stuff from Texas reminds me of this biography I read many years ago of a famous American president, actually, Lyndon Johnson, who was from a region known as the Texas Hill Country, and I believe he grew up along a river called the Pedernales. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Pedernales Valley or Pedernales River, and great rains and overflows of the riverbanks, and these really, really destructive events were, I guess, part of his childhood, and they were famous for destroying people's livelihoods, I guess, if they were involved in agriculture at that time, which it would have been a long time ago, almost 100 years ago. But there's some pretty interesting phenomena down there, and owing to, I guess, the presence of the topography, there's just the shape of the land, plus the nearness to the Gulf Coast, and it's very interesting. Anyway, we're glad you're able to join us here, Jack, and we're here every Tuesday night from about 8:30 until 9:30, whenever we finish, and it's just the local time here in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. So we're glad you're able to make it in there. And let's see if there's anyone else who would like to join us at the end of the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club Tuesday night net. If you're out there and you'd like to join us on any means, RF, Echo Link, or even Pigeon, we'll accept Pigeon. Come now, please, with your call sign spelled phonetically, followed by your first name.
AZA, VK6BQQ. Jack in from Texas. What was his call sign? I believe he said he was from Polano.
VK6BQQ, VA3 AZA. It was KI5 PLG. KI5 Kilo India 5 Papa Lima Golf. I believe that was his call sign. That was Jack's call sign in El Paso. Did you copy that, Reg? Over to you.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I heard him say Polano, but that's all right. KI5 PLG. Fantastic. Good to hear the folks in from Texas.
Roger. Yeah, let's get ahead. I know you have lots of check-ins too on the TechNet from Texas, and we have lots of participants in that state. Okay, well, that brings us to the end of the Mississauga Amateur Radio Club 2-meter net, and I guess at this point we'll close her up. So thank you for joining us tonight. If you have any comments, thoughts, or suggestions, you can contact us via email at VE3MIS@RAC.ca. That is Victor Echo 3 Mike India Sierra at Romeo Alpha Charlie Alpha. This is Victor Alpha 3 Alpha Zulu Alpha, Brian, closing the net and returning the repeater to general use. Thank you all for your participation, and 7-3 all.
Brian, always a pleasure, sir. Have a good week. VK6BQQ Australia.
VK6BQQ, VA3 today. My pleasure too, Reg. Have a good week, and we'll find out what the guys are doing there in the backyard with a device that looks like a vacuum, I guess. Over to you.
Yeah, I think what it is, we got a firm down here called ABCO, and it's got to do with the gas supply that they're doing, putting in new lines and whatnot. It looks like our golf course is going to turn into housing, so people are on the uproar.